East. Good morning, my name is Captain Timothy Hunt. I'd like to welcome you all here, the young men and women standing in front of me and all the family members who made the trip here today. The Assistant Operations Officer here at Boston Mets. And I'd just like to say it's a great honor and a privilege for me to be with you guys today about to conduct the oath for these young men and women as they start this challenge in their life, as they start their career. And again, it's great that all the family members, that you could all make it here today. I don't know if everybody has somebody here to support them, but for those of you who do have somebody, it's great that you guys could be here. Family's something that you're definitely going to need and lean on, and the love and support from them and your friends is big, and it's going to be big in your career. Whether that's 4 years or if you decide to stay in and make it 20 years, you're definitely going to lean on them. I know for myself personally, I've been in a little over 8 years, and I've definitely needed my family there to support me a lot. Through challenges at basic training, different duty assignments, a deployment overseas to the Middle East. My family's always been there for me. It's always somebody I could call and speak to, and kind of you get so into the military mode when you're doing it every day, and your vocabulary changes, your outlook changes. You just get stuck into that. So it's great to call home or get a letter from home and just take your mind off things. I'm a Boston guy, so to talk about the Patriots or the Red Sox with my dad, or to hear about how Labor Day barbecue was, or whatever it might be, how the holidays were, it's just great to take your mind off things and kind of feel normal again. So again, it's great that they could be here and supporting you as you start this challenge and this new chapter in your life. And I'd just like to ask if there's any veterans in the audience or family members. Could you please raise your hand? Anybody that served before? All right, we don't have anybody this morning, but I always like to ask that question and give them a round of applause. And that's something I like to talk about. Now you guys are becoming part of that legacy. You need to understand that whatever service you're joining, it could be Army, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marines, Navy, you're carrying on a legacy of all those who have gone before you and worn these uniforms. And a lot of people have given the ultimate sacrifice for these uniforms and for our country. So just remember that, okay? Be proud, and it's truly a privilege every time we can put on our uniform. So be very proud of it, keep your head held high, and just know that you're carrying on that legacy, like I said, of all those that have gone before you. I'm making them cry, I'm sorry. My nephew's about 16 months, so I know how that goes. But anyway, so just remember that. You carry on a legacy of a lot of people who've gone before you, so you need to live up to that. It's a lot of responsibility on your young shoulders, but I think you guys are up to the task. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about quickly today is ask you a question. So how do you feel? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Is anybody nervous?
No, sir.
No, sir. All right, nobody's nervous at all. All right, okay. You're all a bunch of liars. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to have butterflies. That's natural. I was definitely nervous before I shipped out. The best advice I can give you is, just keep your head up and keep working, and it's all going to be over sooner than you think, okay? It's tough. It's a challenge. It's probably the biggest challenge you've had in your life so far, but you'll be just fine, okay? But I always think before I go to a school in the Army, and, all my 8 years, all the different schools I've been to, all right, there's a lot of people who've made it through before me, and I'm just as good as they are. I can do it, all right? Millions of people have gone through boot camp and made it successfully, so there's no reason you can't do the same thing. You just got to work hard, have a good attitude. And really the best advice I can give you is just get to know the people you're down there with, where they come from, why they joined the military, what they like to do outside the military, what their family is like, all that type of stuff. Because that's how you truly bond with people and get to know them, and that's how you're going to start working together as a team. And that's what it's all about, okay? You're going to learn how to shoot a rifle, you're going to learn how to march, you're going to learn how to wear your uniform, who you have to call sir, who you have to call ma'am, all that fun stuff. But really what basic training's about is developing that teamwork and that attitude, because that's what we do in the military. We all work together to get the mission done. We have to put the needs of the team and the needs of the unit above our own personal needs. So it's going to be painful sometimes. That's what your drill sergeants and your drill instructors are trying to get you to understand. So again, the quicker you bond with people, the quicker you start working together, the less painful it's going to be. But it's going to be a little painful. So like I said, just keep your head up and keep working. It'll all be over soon. And one day you'll look back on the experience and you will value it for how it changed you, how it matured you, and just the challenge that you overcame. So, it might not seem like it when you're going through, but one day you'll look back on it and laugh at some of the stuff you had to go through. All right, last thing I want to talk about quickly today is just once you get through with boot camp, you get to your first duty assignment, there's going to be some chances for you to use some of the benefits that you've earned. And what I'm talking about is your educational benefits, okay? So ways to pay for college. All right, so even if you don't think it's for you, each post has somebody that's assigned as the civilian education counselor. So make sure you make an appointment with them, go sit down in their office, hear what they have to say. Even if you think college might not be for you, just do yourself a favor, sit down for that 20 minutes and hear them out. They can help you with everything from preparing for the ACTs to taking them, applying for college, writing college application essays, and most importantly, ways to pay for school. All right, there's the post 9/11 Montgomery GI Bill, or excuse me, the post 9/11 GI Bill. There's federal tuition assistance. There's a lot of different programs out there. All right, so if you're interested, again, it's one of the greatest benefits I think we earn. All right, so just make sure you take that 20 minutes, sit down with them, and hear what they have to say. And afterwards, if you make the decision, it's not for you or not at this time, that's great. But just do yourself that favor. It's worth it. All right, so without further ado, we're going to get going here. Family members, I'm going to call them to the position of attention in a minute, and we'll go through the oath. They have to stand still, but you guys can feel free to move around. If you want to come up here next to me and get a good picture of them while we're going through the oath, please feel free to do that. All right, so first 2 questions. Number 1, have you been briefed on and do you understand the DoD applicant briefing on separation policy and restrictions on personal conduct in the armed forces in UCMJ Articles 83, 85, and 86?
Yes, sir.
Does anyone have any questions or reservations to enlisting at this time?
No, sir.
Group, attention! Raise your right hands and repeat after me. I state your name.
I
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and that I will obey the orders
that I will obey the orders
of the President of the United States
of the President of the United States
and the orders of the officers
and the orders of the officers
appointed over me,
appointed over me,
according to regulations
according to regulations
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, you can lower your hands. Congratulations. All right, I'm going to take them in the other room, do some quick paperwork. Once you're done with that, you can come back in here if you have family and take a quick picture in here with them. Then you need to go check out at the front desk. And then family members, once they go check out, you can head back down to the cafeteria if you'd like, and they can come down and hang out with you till about 10 past 10. At 10:15, you need to be in classroom B for your travel briefing. All right? Anybody join the National Guard or the Reserves in here? Anybody? Okay, they don't have to do the part of the computer, so that's why I asked. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, follow me into this room, please.
Congratulations, Kevin.